This is a keynote address, and we are incredibly fortunate to have a very special person here who is going to be delivering this training on the Club Success Plan. Lisa Q joined Toastmasters back in 2010, and she said that her journey began thanks to some brutally honest parenting feedback. Her daughter told her, "Mom, your English sucks." Determined to prove otherwise, and maybe slightly fueled by revenge, Lisa joined Toastmasters, thinking it was just a language training program. 2 months later, she was Vice President Education, and then a year after that, Club President. I think some of us can really relate to that. That year, her club hit a perfect 10 with 93 members. She hasn't stopped since. As District 119 Director in 2022, just as the world was waking up from Zoom fatigue, Lisa and her trio declared war on mediocrity. They promoted pursuing excellence, and they even changed all of the district login passwords to Get Distinguished 2023. Guess what? They did. For the first time in 7 years. And on June 30, 2025, her 3-year dream was fulfilled. The project she called Dynasty. 3 straight years of distinguished. Now, as Region 5 advisor, Lisa supports 6 districts across northeastern United States and eastern Canada. And she still hasn't changed that password for Toastmaster success. Pursuing excellence, get distinguished. My friends, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our Region Advisor for Region 5, Lisa Q. Lisa.
Thank you, Jackie, for such a warm welcome. And I just want to also acknowledge the trios of District 53, and thank you, Mohan and Jackie and our club growth director. Well, first of all, I want to congratulate sincerely to your district, District 53, to get select distinguished after 9 years. Is it 7 or 9 years? And this is after 9 years you reach to select distinguished. And there's a one number, as you all know, that there are 3 metrics, but the one number really impressed me, which is number of a club, distinguished club. And you have a more than 50% of the whole district clubs are distinguished. What does that say? It says that more than half, more than 50% of our clubs are pursuing excellence and serving our members and serving our clubs. And congratulations to that. And to be honest with you, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm in a superstar district tonight, and I don't want to disappoint you. All right, let me pull my slides up. So my topics today, let's talk about from surviving to from surviving to thriving. Let me share the slideshow. All right, everybody can see my slideshow, is that right?
Absolutely, Lisa.
Thank you. So this presentation, it is designated for District 53. And at the same time, I have to say, this is not just a presentation. I wanted everyone, just unmute yourself, raise your virtual hands whenever you can, and just participate in this session. Because now we wanted some New Year's energy. Okay, let's start here. What does a thriving club look like? Okay, like imagine that. I'm a visual person. What does a thriving club looks like? There's a lot of things. I just invite you. You can unmute yourself, and I give you a cue. I came up with it. There's no wrong answer. First is full and organized meeting. Anybody else? Tell me what that is. What thriving clubs?
90% of the members attend.
What's the percentage?
Well, I'd say 90, but I'd love 100.
Yeah, 90%. That's a really fairly good members participation. Yes. Anything else?
Lisa, I see some comments in chat. Members' needs are being met.
Awesome.
And strong participation.
Yes.
Active membership who are excited to attend each meeting.
Yes.
Make everyone feel welcome. Members are happy to attend meetings. Great speech feedback. Laughter in the room. Family atmosphere. These are great comments, everybody.
Oh, these are our great comments. And if we can put them all together, and that is exactly what is a thriving club looks like. Attract and retain members, and consistently meeting goals, and strong, confident leaders. And as Jackie said, this training is not only for you to serve your clubs, to serve your members, it is also for you to learn and grow. I promise you, at the end of this presentation, I promise you will have some takeaways with you and for you, for your life, for your work, for your business, and for your club. And also creating energy and momentum. I love the words momentum. And what does it look like? I download this from Google. This is a club in Taiwan. Look at that visual. Everyone is cheering and everyone is happy and excited. And this is just the thriving clubs look like. Then how can we identify what is the surviving clubs and versus thriving clubs? It's very simple here. Surviving clubs reacts, and thriving clubs plans. And surviving clubs and struggles and with roles. And how many times before the meeting and there is no role filled out, right? And then the thriving clubs build leaders. And surviving clubs losing members, and thriving clubs grows consistently. And surviving clubs disconnected teams, and thriving clubs aligned officers. And we get it. We all know, and I know that out of 100 club officers training here, and most of you are not the first-time officers. You know what surviving clubs versus thriving clubs look like. Now, when we talk about the most clubs can survive, but only those that can take planning seriously thrive. What's the difference?
Lisa, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm seeing a very small, there we go. Your screen went back to the way it should be. I apologize. Thank you.
Okay.
It looks good.
Okay. Okay. And what about now?
Yep, I see education, membership, and club operation and training. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so what's the difference between surviving and thriving clubs? The difference is intentional leadership. And the club's success plan, it is where it starts. Before we talk about the club's success plan, one thing we cannot skip, it is the DCP, the Distinguished Club Program. And I know many of you knows what DCP is. It is a roadmap of 10 goals that clubs aim to achieve every Toastmasters year. And the game starts July 1st, ends on June 30th. These goals focus on membership education, membership growth, club operations and officer trainings, like the one we are having here. So let's look at that. What is the DCP and Distinguished Club Programs? And I will invite anyone and just unmute yourself. What is the education? What's the 6 points of education? Let's just review a little bit. Anyone? Okay. Now, the education consists of 6 goals. 6 out of 10 goals are education. 4 level 1s, 2 level 2s, 2 more level 2s, and 2 level 3s, and 1 level 4 or path completion or DTM, and 1 more level 4, path completion or DTM. And other than the education, there are 2 goals of membership. The first is for new, dual, or reinstate members. And notice, transfer members are not counted as one of the 4. And the 8th goal is for more new, dual, or reinstate members. The last 2 goals is actually the club operation and training. Now, what you are doing here is that the officer training, minimum of 4 club officers trained during both training periods, summer and winter. And the last goal, 1 time due on time and on-time submission of club officer list. Okay, with the DCP goal, and here it is the distinguished level. When you're distinguished, you need to achieve 5 goals. Select distinguished, 7 goals. Pleasant distinguished, 9 goals. Smartly distinguished, that is newer this year. Smartly distinguished, 10 goals. Normally we call this unofficially perfect 10. And now there is a level and smartly distinguished. Other than achieve these DCP goals and membership, as of June 30th, either you have 20 total members or net growth of 3, you can achieve distinguished club level if the goals reach to 5, and 20 members total or a net growth of 5, and you will reach 7 points. It is select. And present distinguished, 20 total members, and you achieved 9 points. Smartly, 25 total members, you achieved the 10 points. And out of that, we have to say there's 2 prerequisites. What is the prerequisite? Is that you have to have these 2 to be qualified for the Distinguished Club Program. The first is Club Success Plan submitted by September 30th, 2025, which is about 2 months away, 2 months, a little bit over 2 months. The second prerequisite is club in good standing. I know I'm kind of repeating some of the information because I'm in the superstar district and most of the officers here say, DCP 10 goals, we all know that. But I want to make sure everyone knows that the club success plan submitted on time before September 30th, it becomes one of the prerequisites. Again, what is the prerequisite is that you have to do that. So why? Okay, club success plan, what is it? Starting 2025-2026 programs year, to be qualified for Distinguished Club Program, clubs must prepare and submit club success plan before the deadline. What's the deadline? We talk about it. For all the current clubs, September 30th, 25. For new clubs, 90 days after charter. For new clubs chartered after April 1st, they don't have to worry about it because they will be automatically received the credit. But still, I recommend as a new club and prepare that club success plan. It's going to give you a roadmap for success. Club success plan, it is.
Lisa, I'm sorry. The same thing happened where I don't see the roadmap.
You don't see the roadmap.
Now I see club success plan, what it really is.
Okay.
And okay. Yep.
Okay.
Club success plan, what it really is.
Right. Is that right? Okay.
And there's the roadmap. There we go. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you. It is a roadmap to your goals. It is a team aligned tools. And what else? It's a commitment to excellence. And lastly, it's a living document to revisit. And that is a really, truly what is a club success plan it is about. Now, why we need to do the club success plan? And I encourage you to ask why. Why it is so important. Now, let me take you away from Toastmaster a little bit and in real life. I give you an example, like Apple. We all know Apple. We have our phones, our Apple phones, and we have gadgets, and we know the company Apple. So when Apple prepared to launch a new product, do you think that, let's just say iPhone, do you think they don't just announce it? Like just announce we have a new iPhone. No, they don't just announce it to hope the best. They build build a detailed success plan. And their success plan include cross-functional alignment, marketing, engineering, sales goals, supply chains, customer support, and all know the timeline, responsibilities, and deliverables. That's as a business. When a certain corporation for a new product launch, they need a success plan. And then they need to set out the milestones and deadlines. A prototype, by when? And testing, product testing, finished, completed by when? And manufactured by when? And then finally, the launch events that we're all very excited about. When is that? On which month? And other than that, they need to come up with contingency plans. What if something happens? What if the product production delayed? What if the competitors are released early? Should we release early too? They need to come up with the scenarios, what if, and then what we should do. They have clear accountabilities. Who's going to be responsible, address a certain issue if that issue happened? And they will set milestone goals. Success is measured not just in units sold, but in product quality, customer feedback, and etc. Now, as a successful corporation, need to do that, a success plan. As a Toastmaster club, yes, we need to have a plan to approach the goals. And that is a guaranteed success. Pursuing excellence is never just by accident. Let's have this year kick it off and let's hope the best. Pursuing excellence or achieving excellence, it is first, it is strategic planning. It is the first thing. All right, so with the success plan, I've heard a lot of complaints. And some of the club officers saying that we're still struggling right now, being a club in good standing. And what's the point to have a success plan? We're still surviving. And you're telling us where we should go. And that is one thing. That's exactly what I want to address. The address, it doesn't matter where your clubs is, whether you are still surviving and whether you are not in good standing. The success plan, there is no goal we have to achieve smartly distinguished. If your club size is 12, and plan accordingly. So any club success plans guide you somewhere. And also why I really encourage you to do this plan in life for any project, maybe for your work, and maybe for your own business, and maybe for a project at another nonprofit organizations that you're volunteering. And to have the habit and come up with strategic planning, it is a great practice for success. Okay, the second common belief is that numbers don't matter. And I was one of that person when I joined Toastmasters, when I became club president. I said, I want energy. I want anyone making progresses. I want club members want to attend meeting and cannot wait to attend next week's meeting. So the 10 points, what's the point? I'm not a number person. I'm a designer by profession. I hate numbers. That was my first speech as a club president. And I want club members to always come in, with fully prepared, have energy. But here is the thing, throughout the year, as a club president, I realized that how can you measure your success? If you said, we have succeeded, we turned a 48 membership by the end of the year, 93 membership, and we doubled it. But that's a number, right? So at the end of that year, before the last meeting, as a club president, I gave another speech, the speech called Numbers Don't Lie. So numbers are important. Pursuing that DCP goal, that 10, is important. I don't know if I convince any of you here, just as me, I'm a visual person, I'm a creative person, I'm a designer by trade, I don't like numbers. I hope I did. Another common belief is that it's hard to get all club officers together and members together to do that. We are all busy, and I agree with you. We're all busy. There's always something come up. But you know what? This is very important. If your club officers made commitment, and then that commitment to get the club to be succeed at the end of that year, 1 hour, and I mean 1 hour is already more than enough for the club officers to be together, and some members can join too. So go ahead, schedule that 1 hour Zoom meeting with your club officers and invite members also join, and to start drafting and preparing the club success plans. And lastly, I don't have a time. Again, this is address the issue of time. It is really, I have to say, the time is the most precious resources in this world. Money, we can go and make some more. And other things, the health, we can practice and go to the gym to get healthier. But money, once it's lost, it will never come back. And then for that reason, I also encourage and motivate the club officers here, your hours tonight, your hours dedicated to your club are precious. And I'm sure your district chairs are highly, highly appreciate all your contributions. But if you make these hours not only serve your club, not only serve your members, but at the same time, your life becomes better and you get promoted and you found a new job by the end of the year. And that is why we are here. And we're here to supporting others. We're also here to grow ourselves. Don't forget about that. Grow yourself. And that is super important. So with all of that common beliefs, and I wanted to say, preparing the club success plan, I would just say it takes 20 minutes, the maximum. And I would encourage you and I just to go through this success plan. Maybe we can have the success plan done and completed by when this presentation is completed. And I want to see how many people are really buying that idea. Let's have this success plan to complete it. Okay, how to prepare for your success plan? Very simple 3 steps. Know where you are. What does that mean? Know where your clubs are standing. Check on the dashboard and look at what is your club number right now when you started on July 1st. And how many DCP goals that you achieved last year by June 30th, which is 2 weeks ago. And knowing where you are, knowing that all the club officers, 7 officers, our roles are filled or not. And the second, set the goals to achieve. And look at what kind of goals you want to achieve. Do you want to get distinguished? Do you want to get slightly distinguished? And the goals are, I really recommend you to achieve high. Only when you set your eyes on a higher level and there's a possible to achieve it. Don't sell yourself too short. And because you can achieve everything. And like Jackie introduced before, my home district got distinguished, and that was kind of a miracle. Let me set you, it's all started with intention. The intention to get distinguished no matter what. And then we set into all the structure, make sure that message to get through our district executive committee. Like I said, change all the password to get distinguished 2023. And then that's all started with the intention to set that goal. Intentional leadership, remember that it is powerful. Last step, assign responsibilities. Assign responsibilities at who's responsible for that 6 goals, 6 education goals. Obviously, VP of Education. Does VP of Education have any support to help VP Educations to really support that goal? Does your club has a mentorship program? Does your club have a coaching program to help the new members and to learn pathways? So the VP membership can achieve his or her goal. Who's going to be responsible for the membership, new members? Obviously, is a VP of a membership. But does VP membership have a support to support that? Does the club is going to sponsor a host open house? And how you can get new members? Do you have some programs and encourage your members bring their families and friends and colleagues to the meeting? Does the VP of PR have public relation plan and to promote the club meetings? So there are only 3 simple steps. And let's see. Now, I'm going to put in the chat the club success plan, and in the chat you can download this and save it for now. And okay, give me 1 second. Let me put this in. Okay. Does everyone see that? Oh, I sent it
Not yet.
to, okay, 1 second. Okay, here it is. So this is a PDF version. And when you download and check it out, and it is, let me stop sharing and share the success plan. I will give you some time to download it to share. And Jackie, can you look at my screen and showing the
Yep, we see it.
plan? Okay. All right. So Club Success Plan has 10 pages. From page 1 to page, I think page 5, it is page 6 is mandatory. So meaning mandatory that you have to fill that out. And for the page 7 to page 10, it is selective. You can fill that out. It is not mandatory. So the first step 1 to see where you are. Now the program year, obviously 2025 to 2026. I want to see if everybody is ready and download it. Let me know if you download it. And if you wanted to just fill it out on the separate screen, programs year, club number, and find your club number on the dashboard. Jackie, do you think I should go through the dashboard, or we're okay with that?
I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up and some yeses, so perhaps move forward.
Okay, perfect. You know where to find your club numbers. And now the next one, this is not a good version for me to share. And I think I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Let me share a different screen.
Absolutely. While you're sharing, Lisa, just as a quote unquote old timer, I'm excited to see that the Club Success Plan is slightly different. The format has been updated, which is really nice. And I see Stephanie saying, woohoo, rock on. So that's pretty neat.
Thank you. Thank you. And it exactly. It's as a new format. It's very clean and very organized and very easy to fill it out. And program year, of course, 2025 to 2026. And club number, you're going to find that. And here, this part is just qualifying requirement. We talked about that before. And DCP goals, we talked all about that before. And page 2. Page 2 is to address the 6 education goals. Who do you think in your club is going to get that level 1? And list these 6 members. And how can you come up with 6 members? And first of all, of course, look at where their education levels are. 6 level 1, maybe they're doing level 1. Maybe some of your members in the middle of level 1, or some new members will achieve level 1. That is your encouragement to add new members. And maybe some members already finished one path. And what's the next possible and the reasonable step is for that member to get a new path, start level 1 of that new path. So list up 3 people who are likely to earn level 2. I know that I just completed the level 1. I will just put my name there. You know, I will commit it to achieve level 2, and so on, so forth. And I highly recommend the club meeting. Have a club meeting and talk about these goals, and to see where members are, and to ask them to make commitment. Another level 2, and who would be that level 2? And for example, I know maybe Jeff Sobel, I know that he finished the one level one, he finished a one path. And I said, oh, it's Jeff. So for 2 levels, he definitely can complete it within the year. And I would just put Jeff here. And without him knowing, I will get him to commit to that later on. So on and so forth. Level 3, you get it. And then the goal number 5, goal number 6. And these are going to give you a map and to see which members and then can achieve these. Now, how strategies and tactics. How will club prepares its new members to work in pathway? Who will be responsible for showing them around Basecamp? Now, in our club, it's actually VP of a membership, doing the new member orientation and new member orientation. And then VPE is the one, once they signed up to, once they adapt a new path, VPE is going to be showing them, is going to show the base camp and help them with how to navigate base camps. And how can you help the club to continue prepare? And of course, encourage, motivate, and having quarterly, quarterly speak out, speakathon, or whatever that you call it. So all members speak. And some of the other tactics are what you can see, and you can add it here. What are some ways to motivate the members to progress through pathways? Oh, I answered that too early. Yes, how to motivate them and give them a big round applause or a certificate of appreciation and congratulations, whatever, you know that when they achieve those. And what other ways to motivate them? And motivate them by maybe send them to other clubs to give a speech. And people maybe get too used to give a speech in the same club with all the members they knew. And it depends on the members. Some members, they wanted to practice to be a professional speaker. And what perfect opportunity. What other ways that you can motivate members? I'm not monitoring the chat. Maybe you guys have some word of wisdoms over there.
I can say that Steve Lanning has 3 words: recognition, recognition, recognition.
That's wonderful. You got it. Is that Steve? Steve?
Yeah, Steve Lanning.
That's right.
Yeah.
That came from 5-6 years ago from the trio at the first officer training that I ever attended. And that was their goal for the year as a trio, to recognize earlier and more often. And just to put in an editorial, level 1 has gotten away from that. Awesome. 5.5 speeches now.
Yeah.
Okay, enough from me.
And let's see, Raja adds, recognize the accomplishments via LinkedIn and other social media channels.
That's another awesome, great idea. And we have a big followings actually on LinkedIn if you are a Toastmasters. And that's a great, perfect idea. And it's a Toastmaster training, and it's a professional training by the end of the day.
I love that. Something that I can add in my home club, whenever someone completes their icebreaker project, we give them icebreaker breath mints. We give them that the candy when they complete their icebreaker as a way of saying congratulations.
Oh my God, that's such a creative idea. We actually, one of my club, we do a video our VPPR is responsible for that. And for icebreakers, we'll have this video of all the ice cubes and that cracking, and boom, you crack the ice and congratulations. And actually, it really works and motivate more new members who has been sitting there for a long time, hasn't given the first speech, and they said, okay, I'll give a speech next week. A lot of wonderful ideas. And see, if you're sitting there with your other 6 officers and come up with these ideas and thinking about whether you're going to have an open house, how you recognize the achievement of your members. It is super important.
Yep.
Now the membership goal, the 3rd page, goal number 7, how we're going to add these, right? And then as of July, membership as of July, I know my home club is 25, and membership goal by June 30th. And absolutely, I'm just saying maybe 30. I don't know. And then, so what's the strategies, the plan to motivate its current members to renew? I was trained by Rick May in the treasurer's room. We talk extensively about how to get members to renew, how to motivate them. And we talk a lot of things. One of the things I mentioned is just start early. Because the renew, it is a September renew, actually started in August and started early and let members to renew and renew 8 members. First, focus on 8 because why? If you renewed 8, your club is eligible, is in good standing. You have 7 officers plus 1 members and get that first. The pressure is off and then work on the rest of the memberships to renew. Any other renew suggestions? What other things you as a club officer can do to motivate members to renew?
We've got a few comments in chat. Raja says, for renewal, you have to talk up the value of Toastmasters.
Great points. That's great point. Because we always talk about the features of a Toastmasters. Oh, we have a table topic. We have a prepare speed. We have pathway base camp. Because for a lot of people, we need to talk about value. The value, like I did Toastmasters. Oh. Go ahead, Jackie.
David says, remind members why they joined.
Remember the why. Yeah, have a club meeting and themed and focus on the why. Before the renewal, have a special meeting. Yeah, great idea.
And Kate mentions, we're a virtual club. Stephanie came up with the idea of giving everyone virtual trophies for successes throughout the year via our Zoom backgrounds.
The trophies. Oh, she's showing that. Is that the trophies? Yes.
Yep.
Showing that.
Love that.
That's great. And a lot of resources are going, yeah, please share, Stephanie, with other officers. That's awesome idea also.
Let's see, we've got 2 more in here so far. Lisa Drapella says, have a meeting hosting testimonials. And Christina Draukas says, remind them about growth you've seen in their speaking abilities.
Oh, yes. I remember a member said that, I got a great year-end review from my manager, and she basically literally said that I give much better presentation now, and that we worth it and say, hey, why don't you give a speech, share about that?
I love that.
Yeah.
Alpana just added one, keep members focused on their goals and achieving them, breaking them down year by year. Dangle the carrot.
Oh, wow. That is another thing. I probably should do that for myself. Let's just say I want to reach DTM by when, and then backtrack and then write it down how many speech I want to give every month. That's all very, very great ideas. And see if we sit together, you with your club officers can come up with a couple of plans. And what is your club's plan to gain new members? Is there any strategies to gain new members. And I believe open house is one, obviously. And also another thing is within your club, you can have some incentives and to give member recognitions of grow new members, who bring new members to Speechcraft. Perfect. I like that.
Yeah.
Follow. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, you see the chat. Okay. Follow up after the open house and invite guests. Host community events to build awareness of your club. If you're a corporate club, piggyback on any corporate events.
Oh, that's awesome idea. Yeah, it's corporate every month. They probably have some events. Yeah, piggyback with that, and advertising, which is get the word out. It is more important. It's most important. It doesn't matter how you promote it. It's get the word out. And there are a couple of occasions, and I just recruit members at the party, because when I showed up at the party, I was like, I'm so busy these days, and we had just finished meeting. Oh, what are you busy at? What is your meeting? I'm talking about Toastmasters. And what is Toastmasters? Everything started from there. What is Toastmasters? Then you share your values. Yep. Is there any other great nuggets in the chat, Jackie?
Yes, Sierra says, for me, it's word of mouth. The more I talk about it and the more I invite people to go with me, the better we do. Kathy says LinkedIn. And Christina says also LinkedIn posts, including pictures and or videos, with permission, of course.
Yes.
Oh, I see that George has his hand raised.
George.
Yes, Lisa, I want to thank you very much. I'm part of the Radio Stanford Toastmasters, the 568, and I'm also the sergeant at arms, and they elected me for the second time, so I must be doing something right. What I do for new members is I jump in there and, I try and explain to them, why, it's important to be here and everything else. And I think we have about 65 to 40 members, and, we're, club distinguished and everything else. And for me, you know what? For me, the reason why I joined Toastmasters is that I'm an addict and alcoholic, and I want to help other people and everything else. So this is the reason why I went up jumping into it. And I'm very very honored to where tomorrow I have to do another speaking engagement for the District 3 COT schedule for tomorrow, because I'm in charge of a couple of different organizations, Norwalk and Greenwich. And you know what? For me, I'm the behind the scenes person. I own my own business. It's going to be sold. So, for me, I like to help people, explain to them, how to do things. And I'm not very big on computer stuff, which is the reason why I was late. But overall, I do want to sit there and continue it. But for me, I try and bring positive things to new members. And sometimes I don't get to them because our group is so wonderful that when I want to talk to someone else is talking to them, which is awesome. And I think as a group, if you want to sit there and, and make it bigger, you got to make it positive. That's the biggest thing in my life. And for me, that's what no, sorry, Thunder. And Sophie, that's what I want to do. Just make it as positive as we could. And from that there, I'll meet myself. But again, thank you very much. And I think that's what we need to do, for our groups to, sit there and actually make it bigger. You got to make it positive.
Thank you, George. Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, George. I think George says something is really important. Be positive. And nobody want to, the people always want to surround with happy people, right? And be welcoming, be friendly. And also he mentioned that he's a sergeant at arms, but nevertheless, he went to greet the members. He went there to greet the guests and welcome to join the next meeting or something. So it doesn't matter what role you are. It's not only VP of a membership's role to welcome the guest and be a team player and welcome the guest and follow up with them. And that's it. So thank you, George, for sharing, and very important. Now, the last two goals. This goal, you have already accomplished half of them, and congratulations. And this is the club officer training. And then the training is club president and VP of education. Like you can see all 7 officers here. It is the names. Now, my name should be in treasurer, Lisa Q. I committed to be trained, to attend training in June, August, and also of that. That is the club officers. Very simple, easy. The last goal, it is payment membership due on time. And that is on time. As I mentioned before, work on membership renewal starting from August. Focus on the first 8 membership renewal. Once you get 8 renewed, your club is good standing and this goal is met. And then focus on the rest of the memberships. And then, so with that said, and these are all about club success plan. It's not that hard, isn't it? And we've been talking and brainstorming, and how much I think we take probably just 20 minutes to fill this part. And here, it is not mandatory, but it's optional. What is the optional? How will the club executive committee follow the Toastmasters International's value? We have 4 values: integrity, service, respect, and excellence. How we're going to do that? One of the things I can think of, that any decision of the club has to get a quorum and special meeting, get members to be informed, every member has a vote. That's only one example. But you, as a club, you can make that decision. And other things, how will decisions be made? And how will club executive committee solve differences of options, of opinions? How will club executive committee be held accountable for its responsibilities? And all of that, finally, you sign your name and the date, and every officer signed a name and date. And that's it. That is the club success plan. And I want to see it, to see the smiles on your face. Isn't that just simple and easy? And you can just have it done within 20 minutes. And again, I cannot emphasize enough of the importance to have this plan. And you have the power to shape your club's story. Will it be a year of reacting or a year of rising? Thriving clubs don't happen by chance. They happen by choice. And that choice begins with a strategic plan. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I don't know, David seems to have a question. I don't know if I have time, Jackie.
Go right ahead. Sure.
Okay.
My question was, I'm assuming once you submit it, there's going to be some kind of confirmation. Is it going to also show up on the dashboard as one of the goals so we know it was accepted by TI?
Yes. So where you submitted the club success plan, what I put in the PDF is a download version that you can work, like you can work and prepare using that version. But when you submit it, there are 2 on the club central. So you as a club officer is already granted access to Club Central. When you get into Club Central, there is a section called Club Success Plan. When you get into that, there are 2 ways to submit it. One way, you just fill it online. That is when you schedule all the club officers are present. You just fill it, and then submit it. The other way is just the way we just did it, and you download PDF and you work on it and finally upload that PDF to the club success plan. Once you submit it, your area director will have a copy of that, and they are also your accountability partners, and they get to know what's your goal, and they have a way to support you to achieve that goal. Did I answer your question, David?
Really, I was also asking, is there going to be a spot on the DCP online that says it so we know it's been confirmed? That's all.
Yes,
On the dashboard.
based on World Headquarters on July 28th, around that time, before the end of this month, the dashboard is going to add it. One more column is whether the clubs submitted success plan or not.
Fantastic. Thank you.
It's great. I know this September 30th is deadline. Why wait? Get it done. It's very simple and easy. Am I right? With that said, and thank you. It's such an honor to have me here in such a superstar district. And thank you. And I will give it back to our program quality director, Jackie Kessler.
Lisa, thank you so very, very much. In particular, I love this quote that you ended with. Success doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. That is so powerful. Thank you for explaining the what, the why, and the how of the club success plan. It really looks so much easier and more approachable now. I deeply, deeply thank you for walking us through it. Thank you so much. And I don't know if you can see the chat. We've got some thanks, some great presentation, Lisa. So really, thank you. Folks,